Namaste. Hello, beautiful mamas and anybody who just wants a nice gentle stretch. Today I have a wonderful prenatal yoga sequence that is going to emphasize on our iliopsoas muscles to help release any lower back tension that we may be feeling. So a little bit about the psoas muscle. There's two of them. There's an iliopsoas minor and an iliopsoas major. Both of them stem from your lumbar spine, so your lower spine, about where the last rib is at. So just about right here. So this will be our pretend psoas muscles. Now the minor goes in front of the pelvis and attaches to the front of the pelvis. The major comes all the way around in front of the pelvis and attaches to the inside of the femur. So now if you can just imagine, if these muscles were tight and pulling, they'll pull you forward, they'll create a lot of lower back tension and a lot of lower back pain. Now throughout pregnancy, when that belly is expanding and that baby is in there and things are, getting moved around, the pelvis is going to start tilting, so you're going to go into kind of what they call a banana back. So you're going to be like this because of all of that weight in the front. So now if you can just imagine that psoas muscle coming in front of the pelvis and here, it's going to really become tighter and tighter and tighter as you're stretching out and out. So we're going to go ahead and help stretch that and help release that today. A couple more things about the psoas muscle. If it is tight and you are pregnant, it can decrease circulation and blood flow actually to the uterus, which obviously you don't want during pregnancy. There's a baby in there, so you want all the blood flow, all the circulation going to that uterus. It also acts as a sling for your other organs. So when that's tight, it's also interfering with normal functioning of your other organs and how those are supposed to be working. So honestly, all in all, we don't want a tight psoas muscle, but in all reality, we all pretty much have a tight psoas muscle. So it's going to be a beautiful stretch today to help hopefully release that and give you some relief. So the only things that we will need today are some water, just to make sure that we're staying hydrated, a block, a yoga block, a book, a thick book, just something that's going to be thick, maybe like a couple big thick pillows, or a foam roller if you have one, just something that we're going to be able to prop our hips up on that will have some weight to it, so we're not just squishing it down, because when you're pregnant you don't want to be lying flat on your back. So something that'll elevate us, and also it's for the psoas stretch as well. And possibly a pillow or a blanket to prop our hips up on when we are in a seated position. So we're going to go ahead and start there in our seated position. So if you'd like to grab that pillow or blanket now, please do so. Find a comfortable seated position. Once you're there, bring your shoulders up, back, and away from your ears. Sit up tall. Now go ahead and, if you are pregnant, go ahead and place your hands on your belly, your beautiful belly. If you're not pregnant and you still want to touch your beautiful belly, do so. Otherwise, you can place your hands on the mat, on your knees, or just gently in your lap. So whatever feels comfortable for anybody today, go ahead and do that. Then go ahead and gently close your eyelids. Start to notice your breathing. Begin to connect to your baby. Understand that there's this little human growing in there, and you are the vessel that is creating their vessel, and for the time being carrying them around and supplying them with nutrients and oxygen and everything that they need to survive. You are their life force right now. Notice if any emotions are arising. Maybe a big wave of joy just came over you, or maybe a little bit of sadness, maybe a little bit of frustration. Just begin to tune into those emotions. Notice where you might be holding them. Go ahead and take one more deep breath into the belly. And exhale. Let it go. Let it go with any negative emotions as well. Good. Go ahead and gently bat your eyelids open. We're going to go ahead and get started. So coming off of that pillow or blanket that you might be propped up on, we're going to go ahead and start with our block or something that's just thick. Maybe you also have a bolster pillow or a couple pillows that I had mentioned earlier. So just choose what you would like or what you have around and go ahead and just place it towards the center of your mat. We're going to go ahead and sit up on it. So putting our bottoms directly onto that equipment thing that we have. And we're going to go ahead and gently and mindfully guide ourselves onto our elbows and then all the way down. Bringing our shoulders down, extending the legs out long, relaxing the arms at the side. Breathing deep here. A big psoas stretch for both of the muscles. If you remember where they come from, the lower back come in front of the pelvis and to the front of the pelvis and also into the inner side of the femur. So if you can try to imagine that muscle, try to picture it right now in your body and realize how this is lengthening and stretching out that muscle. Try to really relax here. Relax your face and relax your glutes especially. Let gravity do the work here. Breathe deep into the belly. Exhale, let it all out. It's a wonderful stretch to do every single day. Don't have to hold it for extremely long, but obviously the longer you do it, the more of a release you're going to experience. However, just doing this for a short amount of time every day is super beneficial for your body and will definitely help release those psoas muscles. Beautiful. Take one more inhale and exhale. Good. go ahead and gently guide yourself back up onto those elbows, pushing yourself back up, and then gently coming off of that thing that you have, either that block or pillow or foam roller, whatever you found that worked for you. Wonderful. All right, we're going to go ahead and come over gently onto our knees. Now we're going to go ahead and do a couple cat-cows here just to bring in some movement to our spine. However, when we go into a cow, or such as we're dropping our belly down, we don't want to drop our belly necessarily. We just want to more lengthen through our body and lift our torso. Because of that extra weight of the baby, you don't want to drop your belly or hold a plank, anything that is just increasing the weight right here of the weight that you already have on top of it. That will put you more at risk for diastasis recti, which is the split abdomen and the split abdominal muscles, and that's just not going to be very ideal. It does happen though, and there are ways to help it. However, if we can avoid it, we would like to try that. So we're going to go ahead and take an inhale. Lift up through the chest. Lengthen. Pull the neck forward. And exhale. Tuck the tailbone under. Tuck the chin under. Push up high through the spine. And inhale. Lengthen through the chest. Look up. And exhale. Tuck. Push up through the spine. And inhale. Look forward. Lengthen through that chest. And exhale. Tuck the tailbone. Tuck the chin. Push up through the spine. Inhale. Come to neutral. Now we're going to go ahead and stretch our sides. So go ahead and stretch towards one side, looking towards that glute. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch to the other side, looking towards the opposite glute. Feels so good. Beautiful side stretches. Inhale to center. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. We're going to go ahead and do one more on each side. Exhale. Inhale to center. And exhale. And inhale to center. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I know for me, I heard a lot of cracking throughout my spine, which is good, just bringing some mobility to it. However, if any cracking is painful, that's not what you want. If your body is cracking and there's no pain, that's perfectly okay. It's just the gases getting released from that joint or from where any gas is stuck. So it's just getting released. However, you don't want it to hurt. So if it hurts, please back off of any position that may be causing any pain. Wonderful. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and bring up one foot in between our hands into a lunge. Now we're going to stay up into a high lunge, so we're not going to sink down into the dip, or down in our hips this time. We're going to stay up high. So inhale, guide your torso up. Now you want your hips directly over that back knee, and you want your front knee directly over your front ankle. So now go ahead and tuck the tailbone. Imagine like you're scooping your tailbone down and forward. Make sure you're level with your hips, so pulling back your right or whichever hip of the leg that is in the front and pushing forward with the back leg. So you're squaring off the hips, tucking that tailbone, sitting up tall, and now drop your chin to your chest. That should be giving you a deep stretch throughout that back leg's hip flexor or into the psoas muscle. Play around here, or tuck more, maybe that helps you feel it. Maybe going a little bit forward with those hips. Everybody's body is different, so find what feels good for your body in this moment. Once you've found a really nice hip flexor stretch, so in the front of the back hip, go ahead and just hold. Stare at a point to hold your balance and breathe deep. Deep into that belly, give that baby some oxygen. Make sure you're keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and rise up, bringing the neck and chin up. Great. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to walk forward with those front toes. Walking forward with the front toes so that we can bring our hips down further into a lower lunge. So you still want your front knee over your front ankle. However, now that back leg is outstretched longer than it was when we were up in our high lunge. Still squaring off the hips here. Now we're going to go into another deep psoas stretch. So if this feels good for the knee, if not, stay here. This is already getting a nice psoas stretch. Otherwise, possibly double over your mat. And we're going to go ahead and bend that back knee. We're going to reach back with the opposite arm and grab towards those toes. Now maybe if you need a strap here, I'm sorry, I should have said that in the beginning, then you can wrap it around that foot and just hold that strap. Otherwise, if you have the stretch and have the reach around and grab that foot. You can have your block with the other hand, propping up on to maybe bring your torso up a little bit. Big psoas stretch here. Breathe deep. Make sure you're not feeling any pain, just a wonderful stretch. Take another deep breath in and exhale gently. Let it go. Be mindful of that back knee. Great. We're going to go ahead and scoop around our front foot. Bring it around back to a tabletop. Go ahead and just, wiggle it out. Find some movement here. And we're going to switch sides now. So go ahead and bring the opposite foot forward. We're going to go up into that high lunge. So finding stability, squeezing in towards the midline, bringing your torso up. Now, correct alignment, finding the back hip over the back knee, front knee over the front ankle. Now, square off the hips. Pull back the front hip, push forward the back hip. Tuck the tailbone, scoop it under and forward. Now gaze down. That should make you feel a deeper stretch all along the front of the hip here. Remembering to play around, find where you feel the deepest stretch, and then hold. Breathe deep into that belly. Try to relax anywhere that you might be holding. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and inhale. Go ahead and bring your chin up. Now we're going to go ahead and walk that front foot forward, coming down to a low lunge. Front knee over front ankle. Now if this is enough stretch for you, stay here. This is already a beautiful stretch for the psoas. If you'd like to step it up one more notch, go ahead and double over the mat for your knee. And go ahead and reach behind with that opposite arm, grabbing the back foot, possibly coming up onto that block with the hand that is reaching towards the ground. And then you can go ahead and gaze over that shoulder if it's okay for your neck. Big psoas stretch, and you're also getting a good quad stretch here, so the front of the thigh. Beautiful. Next inhale, go ahead and gently let go of that back leg, setting down the knee. I'm sorry, the foot. Good. And now we're just going to go ahead and bring that front foot back to meet the back in our tabletop position. Finding that fluid movement once you're there. Great. We're going to go ahead and stretch out the feet while we're here. So tucking under the toes. And now sitting our heels, or our bottoms back towards our heels. Now the less stretch is going forward, more of a stretch is bringing that bottom to the heels. And even more of a stretch then is coming up torso straight. So really finding what stretch feels good for your body right in this moment. And then finding stillness there. Now as we're increasing our weight as that baby gets bigger, there's a lot more stress on our feet, and so a lot of women, suffer from foot pain or swelling of the feet, which then is just increasing circulation, or decreasing, circulation through the feet. So it's really good to stretch those out, get that lymph or the fluid that's in our body moving around so that it can help recirculate to your feet and hopefully help decrease some of that swelling. So breathing deep, just enjoying the stretch. Tuning into our babies while we're here, maybe placing your hands on your belly, recognizing the little human in here. Beautiful. Go ahead and inhale. Come off of the feet, or come wherever you are, back to a tabletop position. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go into a reclined camel pose. Now, if this pose is too intense or just doesn't feel right for your body, I will show you what else to do right after I show what the reclined camel pose is. So a regular camel pose, if you have been practicing it throughout your, for a long time, and then as you became pregnant, it is safe to do. However, you don't want to start doing it right during pregnancy. But however, a reclined camel pose, you're just going to stay on your knees. You're going to come down to your elbows and push up through the glutes. So squeezing up your glutes. And you'll definitely feel that all along the front here. However, if this feels good, please stay there and just enjoy the stretch. If that doesn't feel good or doesn't feel right for your body, we're going to go ahead and come and lie onto one side. Once you are there, you're just going to go ahead and bend the top knee, keeping the bottom one straight. Bend the top knee, grab the foot, the ankle, the calf, just wherever, the shin. And you're just going to go ahead and pull back. Being mindful of that knee joint, however. If it hurts your knee, go out of it. But if this feels good, pull back. And you'll start to feel that stretch all along the front of the hip flexor here. You can relax your head as well. Make sure that you're keeping the knees parallel. You don't want this top one flaring out. You want to keep it down and parallel to the other thigh. And play around with what feels good. Going back further. If you're not going back as far, do whatever feels good. Good, and if you are in this position lying on your side, go ahead and switch now to the other side. Relaxing that down, grabbing the top leg, pulling back. Mindful of that knee. Now hold there if you're there. If you are in the reclined camel position, we're here, and this is feeling great. This is feeling really good. You can relax the neck back or the head back. Get a front of the neck stretch here as well. Make sure you're squeezing up through those glutes to help increase the stretch. Taking deep breaths into the belly. Okay, now whatever position you are in, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. And inhale. Mindfully and gently, being mindful of your joints, pushing your torso up. If you're on your side, coming up to a seated position. And now shaking out your knees. Good. Okay, we are going to go ahead and wherever you're at, go ahead and tuck your toes, coming into a yogic squat. So you're going to try to have your heels pushing towards the mat. If they can sit on the mat, that's great. Going to what feels good as you're squatting. Once you are here, go ahead and place your palms together and then place them on the insides, your elbows on the insides of those knees, on the insides of those thighs, and push outward, actively pushing out to increase the inner thigh stretch here that we are feeling, hopefully feeling. Now this is a wonderful stretch to do before pregnancy, when you're pregnant, after pregnancy, even during labor. This is a really good position to help widen the hips, open the hips, find mobility through the hips so that baby can get into the optimal position for birth. And when you are in labor, it's very good to help get the baby dropped into the pelvis for birth. And even if you're not pregnant, this is just a wonderful stretch to do. Squatting is very important for our body. When we're children, if you just observe children, you'll see that they're squatting all the time. They're like squatting down, looking at the ground. And as you get older, you just kind of lose that as we're learning to sit in chairs and, sit at a table in a chair, sit on our beds. We just don't squat as often as we should. And as the primal beings that we are animals, it is important to stay in tune with our childhood self, and that through that means squatting, and it's just a good position for your body as well to be in. It's good for your intestines and your other organs. It's good for your joints and your muscles. It's really beautiful to do every single day. You don't have to do it for super long, but just making sure that you do it every day for, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. Obviously being mindful of those joints. If it doesn't feel good on the knees, then it wouldn't be ideal for you. Beautiful. Breathing deep, deep into that belly, deep into that pelvis. Good. Take another deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and place the hands onto the mat. Now we're going to go ahead and gently straighten our legs, coming into a forward fold. Having the feet out wide to make space for that belly, and to make sure that you are tipping from the hips. So if you need your block here to prop yourself up on, that feels good. Otherwise you can just keep your hands on your shins, or if you have the stretch without bending your back, you can come down to the mat. Good. Maybe walk it out here, straighten one leg, bend the other. Beautiful. Now go ahead and walk the fingertips back out, and we're going to gently bring our bodies down to our tabletop position. We're going to go ahead and go into our child's position here. So knees out super wide, making room for that belly. Big toes together. Now we're going to sit our bottoms back to our heels and walk the fingertips towards the front of our mat, setting our forehead down onto our mat. Breathing deep, possibly taking that pillow or blanket, propping it up onto our feet, and then setting our hips onto it to take some of the weight off of our quads. Otherwise, if you are here with more stretch, you can place your forehead down and just breathe. Really relaxing the muscles throughout the lower back. Okay, on your next inhale, go ahead and gently push your torso back up, grabbing that pillow or blanket to go ahead and come around and come to a comfortable seated position, propped up if you choose. Now, if you aren't pregnant, you can go ahead and lie flat on your back in Shavasana pose to end here and relax. However, if you are pregnant, you don't want to lay flat on your back, especially approaching that second trimester and beyond, because the size of the baby, the growing baby, Lying on your back can compress important organs and also can compress your vena cava, which is bringing blood and oxygen to your heart. So that's important. We want to keep that flowing. So not good to lie flat on your back. So go ahead and, if you want, you can also lie on your side, however. But wherever you are at, go ahead and gently close your eyelids. Begin to notice your breathing. If you're pregnant and want to place your hands on your belly and connect to your little being, please do so. Go ahead and relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and your arms, your back and your belly. Relax your hips and your thighs and your knees, your calves. Relax your feet and then your toes. Just let it go. Try to imagine your little human growing in you. And feel the love that radiates through your body for this tiny person who you haven't even met physically yet. And send that loving energy towards your womb. Let your baby feel it. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of singing bowl meditation here. So please, wherever you are, stay there. I have a root chakra bowl here, so it resonates with the base of your spine or your root chakra. The color of that chakra is red, so if you'd like to imagine the color red, will you hear the sound? That may help. Otherwise, just listen to the sound and feel the vibrations that this leaves in your body. Now notice the feeling that those vibrations left in you. Notice what came up, any feelings or emotions. Pay attention to them. They may be telling you something. Take some deep belly breaths. Now wherever you are at, if you are lying in Shavasana and wish to stay there, go ahead and end the video now. However, if you'd like to roll to one side, come up to a seated position if you're not already there. I will meet you here. Once you are here in a comfortable seat, go ahead and take a deep breath into the belly. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, deep into the belly. Exhale, let it go. And now on this inhale, go ahead and reach your arms up overhead. Big inhale, reaching up high, stretching through the torso, palms together. And exhale, hands down to heart center with an exhale. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach up, big stretch. And exhale, hands down to your third eye chakra, your point of intuition. And now down to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're pregnant, I hope that you feel connected to your baby and hopefully had some of your pregnancy woes relieved for a little bit. It's wonderful if you're feeling these pains to do these videos maybe every day or every other day, but just making sure to listen to your body. It's very important during this time. If any of you have any special requests for videos, please leave a comment below on this video or any of my other videos, and I would love, love, love to create a video especially for any of your woes or problems or feelings or anything, whatever you like. I would love to make a video for you. Now I hope you all have a beautiful day, and namaste. Thank you.